Well, hello. I'm going to explain our next assignment, our next project, and it's going to be a magazine value collage. I mentioned something to my virtual kids on Friday about maybe needing magazines, but if you have magazines, great. If you don't, I'm going to show you another way that you can do this assignment. So you do not have to have a magazine in order to complete this. Let me show you a few examples. This is an example of a student's work from a couple of years ago. So your assignment will be to make a collage of any picture that you want. She chose a dolphin, obviously, with a little sunrise or sunset background and some water. Your requirements are pretty simple in the sense that your picture that you choose to do has to have at least three different colors in it. So she did orange and the grays and the blues, but the picture that you do has to have three different values of that color too. So you can see the light orange, medium orange, and dark orange in the sky. She also has values of yellow, light yellow, medium yellow, more darker yellow there. There's values of gray in the dolphin, so light gray, medium gray to black. And then there's different values of blue from light blue, medium blue, dark blue. So whatever image you choose to do, you are going to need a photo reference. So I'll show you that in a little bit. But you need at least three different colors in the picture, and it should show three different values from light, medium, and dark. So the elements of art that we're focusing on this week is color and value. Here's a couple other examples from previous years. So you can see here that the best image to do is a simple large image. So you can see the butterfly here. The butterfly fills the majority of the page. You can see the value in it, light blue, medium blues, and dark blues. The orange, there's light, medium, and dark orange, light, medium, and dark values of yellow, and then light, medium, and dark values of green. You only have to have three colors, but obviously you can have more than that. Iron Man over here, you can see there's light, medium, and dark orange, some light, medium, and dark red, a little bit of value in the blue, and then some light, medium, and dark black in the background, grays and blacks. Now this parakeet is awesome. It's so you can see the values of the orange, blue, green. There's even values in the brown of the stick and grays in the talons, and even like light gray, medium gray, and dark here in the beak. So once again, you can see that one simple object that fills up the page is really going to be your best bet. Now you can see over here on this picture, she did a really nice job of all the different values. Look at the clouds and the water and the ground and the sun. But you can also see that when you first look at this picture, it might be hard to pick out what it is because there's a lot going on. So there's clouds and sky and tree, and this is a reflection of in the water of the clouds and tree and ground. So at first glance, it might be hard to tell what is going on here. So my advice would be to kind of avoid a busy picture like this and try to stick with one object that really will stand out and be easy to tell what is what. Okay. Here's an example also of something you need to be careful of. Now, this person also did a really nice job of all the different values. There's values of brown and values of gray and the values of blue and green. But it also, at first glance, it kind of blends in together. The duck and the water and sky or whatever, it's all too similar. So this duck does not stand out from the background as well. So you really need to make sure you're finding an image or in a picture to look at that does have a nice contrasting background to foreground image. Now, you really do need to have a photo reference. So that's the first thing. You should probably get on Google, do a Google image search of whatever it is you want to do. Here is an example. Here's a photo I took of a sunflower. So maybe a picture you just did with your photography, you could look back at and see if there's anything that you can use. But you can see here and a photo that kind of fills the frame. There's light, medium, and dark values of yellow here. There's light, medium, and dark values of brown. There's light, medium, and dark values of blue for the sky. And then you can see some light, some medium, and some dark values of green in the leaves. So this would be a really good picture to do. But I also want to caution you that you can't look at a photo. Look at over here on SpongeBob. Now, SpongeBob has the same colors, yellows and blues and greens and browns in this picture. But notice the difference. In SpongeBob, there is no values. It's all flat. Okay. There's no different values of blue. There's no values of green. These are all just one solid color, just all the same brown. So this is an image that you would not want to choose because you're supposed to, and you will be looking at the photo that you choose to help figure out where you should put the light, medium, and dark values. You're using that as a guide. So you need to find a photo, you say a Google image or one that you took that you can look at as a reference. Okay. So you will be, if you're in school, you're going to be using magazine pieces that you're going to rip out of a magazine and glue it together to make a collage of this image or whatever image you choose. You can see here that this person did the pelican nice and big. Whatever you choose to do should fill up the page. This person decided to kind of cut her little magazine pieces in strips. You can do that, or you can rip them, but you will be covering up the entire background. There won't be any background left showing when you are done. But you can see that they're doing some nice values of blue and the pinks in here. And then they're going to be doing some greens down here. Now, if you're virtual, you have the option, if you have magazines at home, to do the magazine. But I'm going to show you now what your other option is if you do not have magazines at home. So here I tried to look for an image just like that first image of the dolphins I showed you. So here's a image of dolphins that has values of gray, some values of yellow, and values in blue in it. So look, if you looked at a photo like this for your second kind of a version that you can do, what you would do first is sketch it out. Notice that I just chose to do one dolphin. There was 3 in my original image. So you can look at a photo and just simplify it if you want to make it the way you want it to be. So I decided to do the one dolphin and the sun and the water and the sky. So you're going to sketch it lightly first with pencil, and then you'll trace it with marker. Then, to do this differently without magazines, what you can do is take a ruler and a marker and start dividing up your entire paper, going right over your images with diagonal, straight, all different lines in all different directions to break the picture up. Basically, this way you're going to turn it into like a mosaic. So the more lines you can do to make these little images, these little sections smaller, will be good. So then once you have it broken all up into little pieces, then you're going to decide what kind of colors that you want to color it. So if I'm going to do the sky in my yellows, maybe the oranges to dark reds, my dolphin's going to be black and white and a mixture of those to make some grays. And then I'm going to do some light blue, medium blue, dark blue for my water. So you can do this with colored pencils if you're home, or you could even do this with crayons. Crayons would work too. The key is to get different values in the different parts that you're going to color in. So you can see here that I started doing this example. I just used a black and a white to do the dolphin. So I press really, really hard in the black areas here to make the darkest value that I could. And then I pressed a little bit lighter for a medium value right here. And then I colored really, really lightly with the black to make it a very light value. You need at least 3 different values of each color. I used the white to kind of blend in some of these sections. I colored really lightly with the white and then colored, lightly with the black on top of it, and it kind of blended together. You can see here with the sky, I kind of found some yellows and some different, oranges to reds. And you can see I colored, dark with some of the yellow, and then I made more medium and then more dark with a kind of a light orange. I found some other oranges that I had over here. I'm doing more of the reds, light red, pressing really hard in some of the sections as dark as I possibly can, and then coloring lighter in other ones so that you have a different value. Okay, so you can see here I finished the sky. So every section is different, some dark, some medium, and some light. For the water, I did the same thing with the blues. Pressed really dark in some of the sections, more medium in some of the sections, and then went really, really light in other sections. So you can see that it's not going to be exactly the same as the magazine collage, but the point of finding different colors and different values, that's what we're focusing on. You can easily do that with colored pencil or crayon. Okay, so this was similar to that original one that was done with the magazines, but it was done with the colored pencils. So that's your assignment. Now this assignment, it's going to take us a while to do this. So this is not something that we're going to finish in a couple days even. It's probably going to take us this week and next week to do this. If you're at home, if you have like the 12 by 18 paper, I would like you to do it on that size. If you don't have that big, well, use whatever you have. The computer size paper, 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12, whatever you have. But if you have the 12 by 18, use that. That's what the students in school are going to be using for the magazines, the 12-inch by 18-inch. So this is something that I would hope that you would work a little bit on each day. Like I said, we're going to work on it probably this week and next week, especially in school with the magazines and finding all the colors and gluing them down. This is not a difficult project, but it does take some time. So what I want you to start with is, doing a little research, looking for some type of an object, a picture of an animal, a flower, it could be sports. You could do a football, basketball. You could do a jersey of your favorite player. I mean, absolutely, really, you can do absolutely anything that you want to do. But focus on one object, trying to make it as large as you can on the paper, and then trying to find the different values to go in it and around it. Okay, so looking forward to seeing what you do. Good luck.